may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s. And now I host a regularly live streamed virtual magic showcase featuring some of the greatest magicians in the world. Welcome to Dr. Michael's Friday Night Wizard Emporium. And thank you all so much for joining me this day. We do have an incredible show. We truly do. We have about 10 performers. Most are live, some are dead, and some are on video as well. So, without further ado, or a don't, I'm going to introduce someone who I discovered recently. He is so funny, no pressure, but as Patrick, he really, really is funny. And I'm so honored and thankful he's agreed to join our show this day. Everybody, please put your hands together for the great S. Patrick.
Cool. Yay! Very cool. Thank you, guys. This is my first time on the program. This is awesome. This is going to be so cool. Oh, it's so cool. It's so awesome. And it's during my favorite time of the year. Oh, July. July is my favorite month of the year for several reasons. Most of which is that it has so many really cool holidays. I mean, you look at it, July 1st, Dr. Mikey will tell you it's Canada Day, which is really cool. Absolutely. You've got July 4th, obviously Independence Day here in America, you know. And just like Robina had a birthday last week, July 9th, just a few days from now, Tuesday from next week, is actually my birthday. Yep, it's awesome. I'm going to be something years old. It's amazing. And I look forward to my birthday every year because of a long-standing family tradition.
Yeah.
It used to actually, it started out as kind of a joke, kind of a gag gift kind of thing. But then it really turned into something kind of cool. Every year for my birthday, my family gives me a really cool present. They give me a pair of really cool, wonky, silly, crazy pair of socks. I know it's amazing. Like I said, I would think it was like 13, 14 years ago. They did it as a gag. You know, they got me these really crazy, wonky socks. But I loved them. You know, it was great. It was a great gift from the family. And then the next year they got me another pair, and the next year they got me another pair, and now it is 13 years later, and we're here with 15 different pairs of socks, which are all crazy. And I wanted to share them with you because, you know, it's my birthday coming up, and I thought it would be really cool to show them to you. But I thought it would be kind of rude if I just took a big pile of socks and just dumped them on my desk here to show them to you. So I did something really cool. What I did was I took pictures of my socks, put them on cards, I laminated them. Let me show you the cards with my socks on them. They're really, really neat. I got them here in this envelope. So let me take them out, and I'll put this this pair here and this pair here. And there's about 13 different pairs of socks. And I'll show them to you. They look really, really cool. The weirdest part about it, though, is that I actually like wearing two different pairs of socks. You know, two different socks. One on the left, one on the right, totally different. I think that makes me cool. I think that makes me hip. I don't know, but you know, whatever. So this is the first one, the second one, the third one. You see, they get progressively more silly and more crazy. The striped ones are really cool. The ones with the dotted, the white hearts on them were really neat. I like the polka dots. I like them with the checkers and the plaids. They're really kind of cool. But they're all crazy, all silly. This one is really cool. I like that one. But anyway, so I wanted to show you these socks, and I thought it would be kind of cool, just as kind of a silly game, to have somebody help me choose a pair of socks to wear for my birthday. So let's see. Who's out there that could help me out with something real quick? Just show of hands. Let's see. Who would like to volunteer to help me out? Don't all jump at once. There you go. Simon's got his hand up in the air. Can we Can we get Simon to pop up on the stage and unmute and say hi?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Hey, there he is. There he is. Hey, Simon, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Good. Awesome. So I'm going to need your help. You're going to help me choose a pair of socks. Now, we're going to do this completely at random. Let me show you how we do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first sock and I'm going to turn it face up. And I'm going to just keep flipping socks like this from face down to face up until you say to stop. The next face down sock is the one we'll choose. That way we'll kind of keep it a surprise until the end. Okay? So I'm going to start. And whenever you're ready, you just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. All right. Very good. So we'll take the first face down card right here and we'll leave it there. Now you could have chosen any of these, but you didn't. You chose that one there. And now we need a sock for the other foot. So we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to ask you as I'm flipping the socks through just to say stop at any random point.
Stop.
Right there. Very good. All right. So we'll take the face down sock right there. Awesome. Now, like I said, you could have chosen any of these, but you didn't. You chose this sock here and this sock here. Let's see what you chose. This sock here. This one's really cool. Check this out. A purple sock with white stars. Purple sock, white stars. Very cool. And then this one over here, I get to wear on my other foot. Very awesome. Check that out. Very neat. I like that one. A yellow one with green stripes. And I think those are little stars. It's hard to see on there. But yeah, big yellow sock with green stripes and a purple sock with white stars. And you know what, Simon? Here's the weird thing. I don't know how you did it. But these two socks are actually my favorite pair of socks in the entire bunch.
Nice.
I have no clue how you did it, dude, but these two socks are my most favorite socks of all. And as a matter of fact, I always wear my favorite pair of socks to every important occasion in my life. And you know what? This show is probably one of the most important events that I can think of in my life, the Wizards Emporium show. And as a matter of fact, you know, the cool part about it is I'm actually wearing those socks right now. I don't know how you did it, Simon, but here, check this out. Let me prop my feet up on the desk. It's weird because you see, that's the purple sock. The white stars right there. It's
Crazy.
great. I'm stretching my leg. I'm getting it's pretty cool. I don't know. Over here. This one over here, Simon. Check it out. Boom. That's the yellow sock there with the green stripes. Dude, it's weird. I don't know how you did it, man. But you know what is the weirdest part, though? I mean, not that the fact that I'm wearing your socks that you picked, which is totally awesome. But I told you before, remember, all my socks are mixed up.
Yeah.
You know, I have one sock over here, one sock over here, and they're all mixed up. That's what happens when I do the laundry. Everything gets mixed up and all over the place. That's why I wear one sock on the left, one sock on the right, just trying to find matching pairs and pairing them up after I do the laundry. It's possible. But when my wife does the laundry, this happens. All those mixed up pairs of socks now match. You see that one matches, that one matches, that one matches, that one matches, match, 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 and match as well. Oh my goodness, it was so weird. And I just kicked myself off the camera. There we go. Let me pop back over there. Awesome job. Very cool. Thank you, Simon, for doing an excellent job. Thank you guys for having me on the program. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I know there's a whole bunch of really cool magicians coming. So now it's time for me to thank you guys. I'm turning it back over to the studio.
That's why he caused us all these
Back to
problems.
Dr. Malecki. Thank
You
you guys.
Drunk and come
you
round here
can't
and
get
chat
away
himself.
so quickly as Patrick.
And
Thank you
Jordan.
so
Oh,
much. That was amazing. It sure was. Um,
Marriage,
I've got
yes.
a question or three for you.
He was
You
always
really, you
sure,
really,
sure.
drinking,
you really
gambling
sock
up
it
money.
to them. I have to tell you that.
He
You
liked
truly.
women.
Um, uh, um, this is a question I'm going to pose to everyone who's performing tonight as well. There must have been something during your relatively long magic career that drew attention to yourself, that you realized something about yourself. Either, well, it makes you really happy, or you love making other people happy, or maybe it's something deeper than that. So, is there something that you learned about yourself during the time that you've been performing magic?
Well, actually, I've been performing magic for a long time. I actually started out in high school as a sophomore, junior, senior. I started doing magic. I did my first like professional show at like the age of 18, which is really cool. So, like I said, I'm like 152 years old now. So, I mean, I've been performing for a while. But one of the things that I found out about myself was that I was extremely shy as a kid. I hadn't found my niche yet. I hadn't figured it out what it was. Uh, and then I went to perform and I did some things and I learned how to perform and I went out and did some shows and just the absolute power that we have in the ability to entertain, to make people smile, to make people laugh, to see that sense of wonder in their eyes when we do something that entertains them. That is probably the most uh, underestimated power that a magician could have is the fact that we have the opportunity to bring smiles to people's faces and allow us to enter their lives and entertain them the way we do. I just think it's a just a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. We're the privileged ones to be able to entertain others.
Absolutely right. Yes.
And actually, in a way, we create miracles. We put smiles on children's and adults' faces
Yeah.
as well. And we probably make their day. I'm not just trying to pat ourselves on the back, but I really, in my experience, I believe that's absolutely true, what you said. How can people contact you if they want to book you for something?
S. Patrick Magical Entertainment. Just go online, do a Google search, find me on Facebook. I'm all over the place. And or just give me a call.
Excellent, excellent. I'm so glad I discovered you on two of my favorite shows, which I, as well, I'm privileged enough to appear on the Tuesday night Magic Theater show, and Open Mic Magic on the Wednesday. And that's where I caught you. And I thought, wow, who is this guy? He's crazy in a good way. So thank you once again. Thank you once again, Patrick, for coming on the show. Great big round of applause for S. Patrick. Yay. At this point, I want to briefly mention that it is, and we have in our audience JoJo. She's a regular to all these shows. It's her mom's birthday, or was her mom's birthday very recently, who turned 96, I believe. That's quite a milestone as well. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and wish everybody all the best, JoJo, her mom, and all. So thank you really infinitely for joining us. Well, we're moving on. As Patrick was from the US, still is. We have another performer from the USA. I'm certainly glad I discovered her. I believe it was on YouTube, and she just kind of blew me away with what she did. I know she's going to blow you all away again this time. Let's put our hands together for the magical Ms. Charlie.
Oh, thank you so very much. Let me just adjust my angle here so we can see. All right, I got a little card trick for little. We'll call it a little card trick. And before I get into anything, I want to say what a crazy month for birthdays because mine is at the end of July. July 30th is my birthday. So we're just celebrating birthdays all over the place here. And on this show, literally around the world. It's a regular deck of cards. I'm not going to go into over proving it. In fact, we're not even going to use the whole deck in just a moment. But I would like and I'm hoping she's available. Robina, would you just name any face card or court card, as they might be called? Anyone you'd like.
I'll just have a look at the gallery, Rubina's. Oh, there she is. She's
I
coming
know I
back.
caught her off guard.
Ah, yes. Queen of Spades.
The Queen of Spades. Ooh, the Queen of Spades. All right. There we have the Queen of Spades. And I'm going to take now, if I was live with a volunteer, I would actually have them write their name. But I'm just going to write your name on the edge here. And I'll put my initials on the other side. And today's the 7/5/24. And the time here in wonderful, super sunny San Diego, where we're having record high heat and I'm sweating up a storm, it's about 1:19 in the afternoon. And basically, as I'm sure most of them can see and understand, that we have made the simple Queen of Spades into one of the most unique Queen of Spades. And I want to emphasize that I did catch Robina off guard. This was not planned. I did not set this up at all before. So we're going to leave that right there where we can all see it. And I'm going to pull out, a few cards here that are going to help us in a moment. We got 3, 2, 1, and one more. There you are. All right. So first things first, wipe the sweat off my hands because it is just so warm and humid here today. Yeah, laugh it up. It's humid. I'm not even wearing my normal shirt. I'm wearing a really loose tank top. All right, that's about half the deck. We're going to lose your card right here in the middle of the deck. We'll give the deck a couple of cuts. And for good measure, we'll do a riffle shuffle. That's what that's called if you're not aware. You know, my dad hated riffle shuffles. He complained that it bent the cards. He forced me to do the overhand shuffle, which is what this is called if you're not familiar with it. And later in life, I showed him the Hindu shuffle, which is this right here. And he actually accepted the Hindu shuffle because, well, unlike the riffle shuffle, it doesn't bend the cards. Now, your card is not on the top because it's not the queen and it's not signed, and it's not on the bottom. And that means it's somewhere in the middle. And that's where, straighten that mic out. That's where these cards come into play. I have taken the 5 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, the 3 of clubs, the 2 of clubs, and the ace of clubs. And they're going to represent that famous vaudeville family from the 1880s, the club family. Now, thank you. Now, the ace is going to represent the 5-year-old. He's that rambunctious little scamp that you love to hate. The 2 is going to represent the 10-year-old ballerina. And you can tell she's a ballerina because of the tutu she wears. The 3 is going to represent the 15-year-old. That's the acrobat. She's something to watch. And the 4 is going to represent mom. She's the quick change artist. And of course, 5 is dad. He's the magician of the family. So they come out, they introduce themselves, they turn away from the audience. The 5-year-old turns around, winks at the audience, turns back around, very carefully stands right behind the 10-year-old sister. They dance to the left, they dance to the right, and that quickly, the 5-year-old comes right to the front of the line. And that's all he does, but his dad is very proud. Now, the 10-year-old ballerina, represented by the two, she does a pirouette, dives right into the group. They shimmy to the right, they dance to the left, they dance to the right, and that fast, the 10-year-old comes right to the front of the line. As an encore, the 10-year-old does it one more time, does a pirouette, dives right into the group, turns around and winks at the crowd. They shimmy to the right, they dance to the left, they dance to the right, and that fast, the 10-year-old comes right to the front of the line and then stands with her brother. Dad is very proud of his children, leaving the 15-year-old and the mom and dad. The 15-year-old stands between mom and dad. They dance to the right, they dance to the left, and that quickly the acrobat does a triple backward somersault, landing facing away from the audience. Mom turns around, dad turns around, they shimmy to the left, shimmy to the right. The 15-year-old does another triple backward somersault facing towards the crowd. Needless to say, mom is very proud of her children. All right, now, mom, the quick change artist. She stands behind dad. They face away from the crowd. Mom turns and winks at the crowd, turns back around, steps behind the father. They dance to the left, they dance to the right, and that quickly, mom comes to the front of the line and then goes and stands with her children, leaving the dad to take center stage facing away from the crowd. The rest of the club family gets in line with the entire cast of the vaudeville show to take their final curtain call. And as you can see, right here in the center, we have the 5-year-old, the 10-year-old, the 15-year-old, mom, and someone else standing away from the crowd. When it's finally revealed that it is the father, everyone wonders who this is. Who's the star of the show? Who have you been waiting for the entire time? It's your card, of course.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow,
Thank you.
that is just so cool. So
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
very much. Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you
Oh,
so much for having me back. This is such a blast.
it's a pleasure and an honor. I love the storytelling, if you will, of this effect, and it more than makes it. It more than makes it. You know, I want to ask you the same question that I'll be asking all our other performers this day. What did you learn about yourself during your foray into magic? I know we all have a number of things that come up, and we're always evolving as well. So sometimes what applied a year ago will not apply in 10 years or 3 years. But what do you feel really is applicable right now? What have you learned about yourself?
Well, for for me, I have been performing acting in shows for better part of, or at least almost 40 years. We'll leave it at that. And my love of magic has always been on the back burner, a little shy in performing magic. And it was just in the last couple of years I said I need to get out there and do this. So my background is theater, and with magic and theater, they're married. They're at the least, or at the closest, they're distant cousins if they're not husband and wife. And the magic of the theater, the magic of being in front of an audience and having them supporting them out of their immediate world, whatever cares and woes and sorrows and whatever's in their immediate reality, taking them out of that for a few minutes to a couple hours and really having them just forget about their troubles and sorrow and changing their view, changing their perspective, changing their attitude. I guess a simple way would be putting a smile on their face. That's what I love to do. Seeing that reaction, seeing that joy, seeing that wow moment on a stranger or a friend's face really makes all the work and all the sacrifice and everything that comes with this worth it.
So true. So true. Your thoughts really echo my opinions as well. Um, let's say somebody wants to get in touch with the magical Ms. Charlie. How can they?
Well, the easiest thing would just be to Google Magical Miss Charlie, and my name is Charley, not to be confused with the Charlie Brown spelling. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I have a Linktree, which has a weird dot in there. I think it's linktr.ee/Magical Miss Charlie. But you Google it, you'll find me, and send me an email, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to get back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you once again for honoring us and being on our show this time. I hope you'll come back, will you? I'm going to put you on the
Uh,
spot.
Yeah, well, yes, I have to check my schedule for August, but yes, I will definitely be back sooner than later. This has been a
Awesome.
blessing. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. You're an awesome and a blessing as well. The magical Ms. Charlie. Let's put our hands together once again for her. Wow, moving along. So we've gone to the US a couple of times. We're moving to the UK, and through the magic of video, we have a very, very special guest who I've seen many, many times on the Tuesday Night Magic Theater and the Wednesday night open mic magic. Let's put our hands together for one of my favorites. It's Mr. Roy Stone.
Pub the other day, this guy said, "Do you fancy a bet?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to put two coins in my hand, a £2 coin and a 2p coin." He says, "And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one coin away. I'll show you, look, the £2. So I put that in my pocket." He says, "For £5, what's in my hand?" I said, the 2p. He says, "No, you weren't watching." He says, "We've got the £2 and the 2p, so you lose." He said, "Don't worry." He says, "Double or nothing." He says, I'll take away another coin." So I'll do it again. So I'll take away the £2. There it is, the £2. He says, "What's in my hand?" I said, "Well, that's easy." I said, "The 2p. He says, "You weren't watching." He says, "I've got the £2 and the 2p. He said, "I'll do it one more time." He says, "This time I'll take away the 2p. For £5, what's in my hand?" I said, "The £2. He says, "No, the 2p. You weren't watching." He said, "I'll give you one more go." He says, "Look, I took it in my hand." He said, "I'll take away the 2p. He said, "What's in my hand now?" I said, "For nothing." He says, "You lost again." He says, "Because that's the 10p. So I lost one. He said, "Don't worry, it's double or nothing. So I'll give you one more chance to win your money. Win your money back." He says, "What I do is I'll take the 10p." He says, "And I'll put it in my middle of my hand." He said, "Look, so I can't cheat. So I'll cover it over with a little brass block like so." He says, "And I'll put it on the table like so." He says, "So I can't cheat." And he says, "Double all money to win all your money back." He says, "All you got to tell me is where it's the 10p. I said, "Well, it's easy." I said, "It's under the brass block. There." He said, "No, there's nothing under the brass block." I said, "Well, where did the 10p go?" He says, "That's where I cheated." He said, "It passed through my hand and it was underneath my hand."
Yay. Fantastic. That is Roy Stone from the UK, and you can catch him almost every Tuesday or Wednesday. And we'll give out more information on those two incredible shows, who have, by the way, incredible people on there as well. So we've gone from the US, we've gone to the UK. Now we're going to a personal friend of mine. There's a father and a son. The son is a personal friend of mine. His name is Lon Mandrake, and he's an incredible mentalist in Vancouver area, Canada. His dad, I'm sure all of you have heard of or seen at one point in your life, Mandrake the Magician. Not just a comic book, a real person. And we're fortunate enough today to see just a part of Senior Mandrake, Leon Mandrake's show. So, through the magic of video as well, we're going to look at the great Leon Mandrake from Canada. Let's put our hands together for him.
gentlemen, Mandrake, the magician.
And there we go, a little bit of a blast from the past, featuring the great Leon Mandrake, who toured the world in his day. And his origins are from Vancouver, Canada, which is very, very, very cool as well. So moving from Canada, we're moving to the States, the US of A, who, by the way, if you haven't heard, it's July, well, it's the day after July 4th. They were celebrating their independence. We want to bring to the stage and welcome someone who's very special as well. I've seen him on Open Mic Magic on Wednesdays, the Tuesday Night Magic Theater as well. Let's please put our hands together for the great Lee Germain.
You're muted, Lee.
There we go. Now I'm good. Am I right? Am I correct? I am correct. I need somebody to help me. I was looking through the audience. I'd like to get a layperson. I'm not sure how many are out there. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask for Cheryl. Cheryl and Michaela, would you be willing? Ah, there you are. Good evening, ladies. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Now I will have to tell you, all you have to do here is, well, you'll see, it's really very simple. I'd like to show you something mysterious that comes from Glen Haven, which is a Victorian mansion that was ravaged by a fire years ago and recently been refurbished. After decades of abandonment and unscathed by the fire, a hidden room was found. The room held a collection of various sorts of arcane and occult artifacts. The collection was brought about because of the owner, a Dr. Michael Leakey, who I might mention is the great-grandfather of our illustrious host. Dr. Leakey put together a secret society known as the 54. Their duty was to investigate the influence that artifacts of this nature might have over us. Let's check that at this time. Here I have, let me change cameras. There we go. In this box I have a couple of items from his collection. We have a portrait or a copy of a portrait of two birds of paradise, and along with those was a poem. Now, I'm going to read the poem to you right now. Let me get my glasses. It's called The Painting. Hues dance, a vibrant canvas unfurls. Underneath lies a secret, a tale that swirls. Mysteries concealed in feathers and beaks. A clandestine message the artist speaks. Nestled amidst these colors collide. Silent whispers in strokes do hide. Keen eyes may glimpse a hidden theme, unveiling mortality within a dream. Lured by the paradise, a world so bright, lingers a reminder of mortality's plight. Now, art can have a very profound and spooky influence on us. And I don't know what's going on here. Okay, well, let's do it this way. Forward. There we go. I would like to demonstrate now what I mean by how it could possibly influence. I hear somebody talking in the background. Okay, there. Thank you. I have a small collection of illustrations here. And there's quite a few, and they're all random as can be. For instance, here's a photo or an illustration of a graveyard. There's an orange tree. There's a watch, an old-fashioned pocket watch. There's a herd of horses. There's a very wily-looking fox. There's a young lady with her teddy bear. There's a throne. There's an angel. There's an elephant. There's a thing of fruit. There's a swan. I mean, as you can see, they go on and on and on. There's just many of them, many of them. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try a test to see if you may have been influenced, Cheryl, by what we have read and seen so far. All you have to do is I'm going to cut this approximately, that's good right there. Would you just name one of those piles? This is A, this is B. Which one would you like?
A.
A, this one?
Yes.
Okay. We'll keep that and we'll get rid of these. Okay? Now we're going to do it again. This time, A and B. Which one should we get rid of this time?
B.
B? This one?
Yes.
Let's do this again. A or B, which one should we get rid of this time?
B.
B?
B.
Get rid of that. I'm sorry? You said B, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, okay. Now that leaves us with just 3 illustrations. Would you please name any one of those 3, A, B, or C? And that's the one
C.
we will keep.
Oh, C.
C? Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to get rid of A and B, and we'll put that forward right there for now. We'll isolate that selection. And let's see if what may have influenced your decision to consciously or subconsciously to make that choice. Now, I showed you originally the picture of the birds of paradise. And some people were able to see more than just the birds of paradise. Because if you look, you'll notice some people can actually see a skull. For instance, there's the head, there's the eyes, the mouth is down there. Now, some people can see it, some people can't. If you can't see it, that's okay, because you may have been influenced by the literature. Because if we cover the literature except for the front letters of that poem, I don't know how well you can see it, unfortunately. See if I can bring this up a little better. And
Yep.
first letter of each one of those lines spells out human skull.
Ooh.
So that possibly may have influenced you. Let's see where that led you in your selection. A tree! I gotta laugh about it because when things mess up, they really mess up. Thank you very much. I don't know how that happened, but it did. I'm out of here.
Oh no, thank you.
Thanks, Doctor.
That's really, really cool, Lee. And you know what? That just means you'll have to do it on either Open Mic Magic or Tuesday Night Theater. And because you had me on the edge of my seat, you really, really did. I honestly did not anticipate the ending. So,
Well,
and everybody
Lee,
knows,
that was
everyone
two of
should
us.
know that mentalism, mind reading, bizarre magic, it's not 1,000%, and that just goes to prove that you're not infallible. It's very, very true. Lee, I'm going to ask you the
Yes.
same thing as well. What have you learned about yourself during your foray into magic?
Well, like Patrick, I've been performing for a long time, probably a little over 50 years. Not so much close up, mostly stage illusions and whatnot. And I think the thing I have learned the most is how much I enjoy performing for people. Going back to the old thing about making them happy, making them, enjoy what they're doing, making them fantasize a little bit. And that was pretty much I was rather shy as a child growing up. I learned at one time that comedy was a good way to get people to like you. So up until about 3 years ago, we had a comedy show that toured the East Coast county fairs, and I've since then retired from that, and now we were expanding into a little bit more of the mentalism and bazaars type stuff, and I still can't believe this just happened, but anyways, it did, and that's pretty much my story on that, Doctor.
Fantastic, fantastic. I don't know if you're still accepting bookings or not, but if you are, how can people get in touch with you?
Yes, we are. I do not do a lot of the social media stuff. However, our website is www.twistedmentally.com. And if you need me, give me a call. And I promise that won't happen.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for honoring us this day by coming on the show. Let's put our hands together once again for the great Lee Germain from the US of A. Thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm so flabbergasted by the amount of talent on this show. I'm very, very grateful for that. I see by my cheat notes, and I will share with you, you can't really see because of the chroma key. I have my cheat notes right down there because I've got the world's worst memory as a thought reader. It's ironic, but nonetheless, I do have what I believe is the world's worst memory. She's agreed to come on the show again by video, and I'm so thankful. You can catch her every Wednesday on Open Mic Magic. Just go to Facebook to find it, and also the Tuesday night Magic Theater. You can catch her there as well on Facebook. You can look that up, and I highly recommend you do. You will see the lovely Robina. So let's put our hands together again from the US of A, the great Robina the Enchantress. Oh, lovely. Oh, fantastic. That was the great Robina the Enchantress from the US, I believe Texas in particular. And we're going to chat very briefly with Robina because we've been thankful to have her on the show. Are you there, Robina the Enchantress? I
Yes,
feel
I am
I feel
here.
like I feel like doing an incantation to call you up. There you are. Oh, wasn't that lovely? I mean, my wife and I, we so enjoy watching you. We truly do. And it's magical. No pun intended. It's magical in itself. You give an eye full of color to your show, and to me, that's magical in itself. I love the fans too, the shiny fans, if you will. It looks so good. And you've agreed as well to come back next month to my show. So I've already picked out a video of you, and it was your most recent performance just on the Wednesday Open Mic Magic, I believe, and as well you're on the Tuesday Night Magic. I'd love to share with everybody your opinions, your feelings on what you've learned about yourself during your life in magic.
So much of what everybody else has said, it just mirrors my feelings exactly. Being able to go out and make your audience smile, make them laugh, make them seem happy, especially people, sometimes times are very stressful, and being able to brighten somebody's day is important. We talked about, I have been dancing since I was 7 years old, and I do all types of folk dancing. I started out with Hawaiian and all types of Polynesian dancing, and I did folk dancing and square dancing and Middle Eastern dancing, whatever was in, my neighborhood, I went and studied, and I started adding magic to it. So, the only thing wrong with this dance is it needs a little magic, and so I do a little magic, and so that way, for the magic performances, I'd have dance, which made it rather unique, and for the dance performances, something magical made those unique. So for me, that made me happy as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Your dance background, it really shows in your magical performances as well. It's whimsical, reminiscent of spiral dance. A few of us know what that means, and which is magical in itself. How can people contact you if they wish to book you?
You can contact me at Robina Magic, ROBINA magic.com. And you can also get tickets for the Tuesday or Wednesday show if you're so inclined to do so. The link is there as well.
Fantastic. I'll look forward to seeing you when I participate, which should be this next Tuesday and Wednesday. I always look forward to watching you. And thank you so much for joining us again this day, Robina the Enchantress. Let's put our hands together for her. Yay, Robina. Now we're going to scoot across the pond, if you will, from the US of A over to the UK. And here's somebody I've enjoyed numerous times. He's funny, he's witty, he's clever. He's from the UK. He is the great Martin Duffy. Let's put our hands together for Martin.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. So I'm doing something a little bit different. Most of what we do, apart from what Robina does so beautifully, she does stage magic, or what we sometimes call cabaret magic. And what's really taken off recently has been close-up magic, which is kind of fits in the Zoom really well. And it's what I make my living doing that mostly, close-up magic. But now and again, I like to get a little audience together. And I just did this yesterday. I've been doing this particular effect for years, but I did it for an audience of about 50 people yesterday, and I thought it would be a nice thing to do here. Now, normally, I would get this box handed out, and the way I produce this is I say, when you see a magician doing a magic trick, and he uses a magic box, you say, I'd love to get my hands on that magic box. And I'm going to give somebody in this audience that privilege to look at this magic box. Now, this was, I believe it's mahogany, and it was made by a magician. And I'm going to stand up because he actually inscribed it, and I don't know if it will show up too. There we go. He's inscribed it with his silhouette and his name there. And this name will be known to a few magicians out there. But basically, the box, when I hand it out to somebody, I say, it's a wooden box, okay? It has a front on, and there's a magnet there, and there's a magnet at the front there. And that just means when that's closed, that doesn't tip open. And the same thing happens on the top. In fact, let me go put my hand right through. The box goes, you can go right through there, and then there's the one in the top there as well, okay? And that just means that the little magnet there as well, that just means that that closes, stays closed until I want to open it, which I will do during the routine, okay? So I give that to somebody to look at, and then I also give a piece of rope to somebody to look at. And this is just ordinary common or garden bedroom rope. And I hand that out to be examined. And they have a look at the red one as well. There's no magnets, no chewing gum, no Spanish-speaking midgets, nothing. Okay, they look at that as well. And then I also give a ring out to somebody. And this is a solid ring that doesn't open, and it's a solid ring, and they look at that as well. So basically, I've given everything out to be examined, okay? So at this stage, I would say, right, now what I'm going to do is the people who've got the ring, the ropes, if you could hand me the middle of each of the ropes. So they find the middle of each of the ropes, okay? And they put the middle of the ropes into the box. Now, please note, when I do this, the ends of the rope always stay outside the box, okay? I bring the ropes up through the middle there, through the hole there. The ends have stayed outside the box at all times. But if I move this closer to the camera, you'll see something strange has happened. Those ropes have actually linked together, okay? And again, I would hand these out, and that's the truth of the matter. There's no special properties about it. But everybody says, well, I know what happens. I think it all happens inside the box. So this is what I do now. I get two people up to help me. I get one on each side of the box. They each hold the middle of the ropes, okay? We put the middle of the ropes into the box, and they come up through the top like that. Okay. And now you can see that the ends of the ropes are there. Let's just move back a little bit. You'll actually see the ends of the ropes there, yeah? And you can see the middle of the ropes when I lower the lid there, okay? Bear in mind, I've got somebody on each side of me at this stage. But tonight I'm going to use this beautiful wand that I was presented with. Myself and Robina were very lucky to be in the top 3 of an international magic competition, and as part of our prize, as well as a little bit of money, we've got these beautiful handmade wands. I don't know what Robina's is like. I haven't seen hers, but this is mine, and it's a thing of beauty. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to put that through there like that, okay? And then I'm just going to bear in mind, as I do this, I would have somebody on each side of me holding the ropes, okay? So I say, pull the ropes into the box like that, okay? So basically, it's just the wand stopping the middles going in there now. So we remove the wand, and now take hold of the ends. I watch the middles. Let's angle it a little bit so you might be able to see it better against my shirt there. And as the middles go in, ta-da, they actually link together again. There we go. Okay. So we've done, and I've given this to somebody. I've given this ring to somebody, and I would take that back now. I've got a little bit out of focus, I think, haven't I? Let's try and get that back in. I'm not sure how to get that back into focus. Let's hold that up against there. We'll get back into focus. Although I do look better blurred, actually. I've just realised that. Let me just hold this up against there to see if it will focus on that there. That's the, yeah, okay. That was the box that my wand arrived in. Right, so here we go. So I've given the ring out to be examined, and I'm going to take one of the ropes, okay, and I'm going to thread it through the box. And again, the ends stay outside the box. I'll move that back a bit. You can see the ends stay in full view. We take the ring, which has been examined. Bear in mind, the box has been examined, the rope has been examined, the ring has been examined. I put the ring into the box, and now we'll just wait for the magic to happen. I hope you can hear that. Let me open the front up and show you where is the ring on there. Let's get that through there and bring it out. There we go. And that is my little bit of magic for this evening. There we go.
Yay. Wow. I love that. That is so amazing, Martin. As a collector, I recognize that it's a beautiful, beautiful piece, but it's also so deceptive, truly magical. And it harkens back, as you probably are aware of, like the 1800s. I love that feel, that whole thing, or early 20th century. It's gorgeous. It combines a number of things. What, sir, have you learned on your magical journey, if you will? What have you learned about yourself that you'd like to share?
Well, unlike people I knew who've been doing magic all their life, I've been doing magic for about 3 weeks. And I absolutely hate people. When I'm working for people, I hate them. The pains. And no, I just want to be different to everybody else.
Their attention, I'm sure.
There's a common theme, isn't there? People here are shy. In the youth, they're shy. And I was shy as well. And I'd much rather just sit in a corner and not be talking to anybody as a child. But magic really brought me out of my shell. And people often commented as a child, because 14, 15 years old, I was going in for competitions and things, and people would say to me, "You didn't look nervous." It really calmed me down being on the stage. So I love that. But the big thing that magic's brought me, and I'm sure everybody else on here, is the community. I've been a member of one of the local magic circles since I was about 16 years old, and actually the junior Northern Magic Circle way before that, probably 10 or 11 years old. And still friends with a lot of people. The mentors we had when I was 14 and 15, some of them have long gone, but some of them are still around. And I'm ever so grateful to those people who gave us their time, and we could study their methods and their effects. And I've been lucky enough to be able to carry that on in my own way. There's a magic convention here in the northeast of England, which this year will be in its 20th year. But for the first 13 or 14 years, I organised everything. I booked all the acts, I compared introduced the lecturers. We had proper gala shows with proper compares and international acts. But again, a community, people to get together. And that's continued now with the convention in its 20th year. And of course, a lot of us here go to Blackpool, which is a massive magic convention, 4,500 magicians. And it's great to see people that you've known for years. And this Zoom thing that you're doing, Rabina's doing, Kevin's doing, Tommy was doing before that, this is so good because this really came into prominence during an awful time, didn't it? When we could still get together. And fortunately, we've got friends all over the world. And so I'm grateful for that. And I'm going to start crying now.
You echo my sentiments as well, Martin. During that horrible time, which hopefully we'll never ever see again a few years ago, Zoom came more into prominence. It was used quite wildly, if that's a proper term, in business. But in magic, it gives us all the opportunity to share globally and to come together as if we're all in the same room. So I'm very thankful for that. I believe it's the thing of the future right now. And how can people get in touch with you for bookings, Martin?
I've got a website, which is martinduffy.com. I'm also on Facebook, but don't add me on Facebook because it's full of improper jokes and photographs of all my meals. But I do have a professional Facebook page, which is Martin Duffy Wedding and Prom Magician. And as I said, martinduffy.com is my website.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for joining us this day. We'll look forward to seeing you on Open Mic Magic on the Wednesdays or the Tuesday night Magic Theater shows. Check out Facebook for that. Thank you once again for gracing us.
Thank you,
Martin
Mike.
Duffy.
Thank you for inviting me. See you next time.
Thank you. Be well. And so thankful. He is so funny and so cool. At this point, I just want to acknowledge a couple of guests in our audience. We've got a personal friend of mine, Wiley, and Ryan Pilling as well has joined us, if he is actually still in our audience, and hopefully he's stuck around. Very busy guy. I love looking at his newsletter, and he offers amazing tips and tricks for magicians. So if you're around your computer, which you are now, but don't do it now, wait till the end of the show. Google Ryan Pilling, Pilling, and look at his website, see what he's all about. And Wiley as well. I see you, Wiley. Thank you as well for joining us and honoring us this day. We have someone else who's going to honor us this day in the way of video. He's kindly agreed to offer another video presentation of himself. He's from the UK. You can often see him as well on Open Mic Magic or Tuesday night Magic Theater. Please, let's put our hands together for John the Great.
I'm John the Great, and I'm your mate, and today we're going to show you some magic with this rabbit who is going to play hide and seek. This is door number 1 and this is door number 2. And as you can see, the rabbit is behind door number 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to put him back behind door number 1, say the magic words, and then he's going to disappear from here and reappear over there. Okay? So let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3, bing, bang, boom. And now we'll open door number 1 to show the rabbit has disappeared.
There he is, I see him.
I can't see him, he's not behind door number 1. Should we try door number 2?
There he is, I can see him.
I can't see him. Should we open door number 2 again?
There he is, I see him.
I can't see him. Should we open door number 1 one last time? And he's not there.
There he is, I see him.
Okay, should we open door number 2 one last time?
There he is.
I can't see him. Right, should we open both doors at the same time? There's door number 1, there's door number 2, and where's the rabbit? He is in my pocket.
Yay. John the Great, he's our mate, and always a delight to have him on our show. Wow, we're moving rather rapidly from the UK back to the US of A. I will be guesting on his brand new show tomorrow. If you're watching this on July 5th, which hopefully you are, his show is the next day, July 6th, except his is every week. It will be, as far as we know, every Saturday. My show is only one Friday a month. And what can I say about this next performer, except he's the man who knows everything, or does he know too much? We're going to discover a little bit more. Let's put our hands together from the US of A, from New York City in particular, Tommy Burnett.
Hey, Michael, thank you for having me on the show. Once again, I love being here. It's a wonderful cast of characters. Some of them are more like a character from a cartoon show, but with still a cast of characters. I'm talking about myself, really, so hopefully nobody gets offended. Let's see. I'm going to try something. I think I do this with Sarah and Michaela, so I'm not going to do that again. Can I get, is it Doug Kruger? And let's say, hello, Doug. How are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. You know what? He probably know how I did it, but it's okay. Can we get Ryan Pelly up here too, please, if he doesn't mind?
I'm here, yeah.
Cool. Hey, Ryan, good to see you.
Good to see you, Tommy.
Yeah, always a pleasure. And Doug, I haven't had the pleasure, but I have it now. So uh, I'm going to show you something with two decks of cards. One a red deck and one a blue deck. Doug, are you a musician by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if you probably don't know how you do this too, but that's okay. Would you like the red deck or the blue deck for yourself?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, there's that one. I'm seeing it backwards. So this is the red one. So the red one will be for me, and I will give these a bit of a shuffle, and we'll say that again. So you get a little better this time. I gotta be honest, I'm not really a musician, and I don't really use cards that often. I'm what they call a mentalist. So I use cards, but I'm not really a card guy. But I'm going to take a card and put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. And then put it back in the box and put the box in my pocket. Hopefully it won't. It might slide down, but there's nothing else in my pocket. Okay, but I'll try and put it in like that, and hopefully it'll stay there. Ryan, the reason why I asked you here as well is, and please let everyone know, neither Doug or Ryan have talked with me beforehand, so they have no idea what's going on. But Ryan, the reason why I want you here is to name any number between 1 and 52.
17.
17, okay, perfect. Now, I want to bring this up. I ask you that now after I shuffle these and move one card into a position. Okay. There we go. All right. And now this deck will also be shuffled as well. And once again, I'm not really good at shuffling, but I'll do my best here. And God, what's going to happen for you is I'm going to spread these out here. And you might not be able to see them, but that's okay. It's more important that you're able to see my finger, okay?
Okay.
Not that it's a special finger, but it's more important that you can see my finger rather than this is my special finger, but we won't get into that. Okay, so I'm going to move my finger along the cards, and whenever you feel like it, just say stop.
Stop.
Right here? Is that good right there?
That looks good.
Okay, so I think that's the 8 of hearts, okay? And we'll place that right there, okay? And, hi baby, you gonna help up? Come on, let's go. I'm working here. I'm looking. Okay. Oh. My dog Benji, ladies and gentlemen. He always wants to be part of the show. Always wants to be part of the show. All right, so like I said, I shuffled this pack and I took one card and put it somewhere else in the somewhere else in the deck, like doing this, right? And Doug, you landed on the Eight of Hearts, yeah?
Yes.
And Ryan, you said 14, yes?
17.
Oh, I'm sorry, 17. Okay. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops. Oh, I messed that one up. I was off by 3. I should have done that. I took 3 off the top as an example. That should have been there. So that would have been 14. What am I doing? You see, Lee, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. But as that was supposed to be a little bit more dramatic than that. But now I'm completely embarrassed because I do this all the time, and that's the first time I miscounted. But
I think you can blame the dog. That's.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, but I'm a grown up, and I would love to blame him, but he probably does that better than I do. So, Doug and Ryan, thank you so much for helping me out. And now I'll get even more embarrassed in front of my friend Michael.
Oh, no, you've just proven to a lot of people that thought readers or mind readers or mentalists were not infallible. And I think that brings more realism to the whole thing. If we scored 100% all the time, we could say with your effect or experiment, as I like to call it, it was pretty close. It was within 3. What would have happened? You got 100%. How impossible is that? So that's a little bit more realistic. What occurred in my book, anyway. I
That's true,
truly,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And your pooch provided incredible misdirection.
Oh yeah, he's really good at that.
So
He
cute.
missed me all the time.
So cute. So cute. I don't think you got my text. I did send you an instant message about showing your promo video for Mind Over Magic, which
I
is
actually have it queued up. I have it queued
yeah,
up.
awesome. So
Yeah.
this is the show I'm going to guest on tomorrow. I think it's going to be on 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and of course 9 p.m. UK. It's called Mind Over Magic. We're not revealing effects, we're merely talking about magic and probably our experiences and all that sort of thing. And thank you so much, Tommy. I'm so honored to have been asked to come on. So here's a very brief promo for it.
Coming in July 2024. Mind Over Magic. Every Saturday at 4 p.m., starting on July 6th, 2024. Talking with a different mystery performer each week in front of a live audience. Talking about everything and anything, but never about method. Episode 1, we have Dr. Michael Leakey. Come join us on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by the Magic Taboo.
Wonderful. I love the graphics. You're a graphic designer as well, aren't you? You design your own
Yeah,
stuff.
I am. Yeah, and so are you. Yes.
I
Yes.
have for
Yeah,
many years.
we have a lot in common. I was watching one of your shows from years ago, and I love the fact that you play guitar and you draw on the show. I love the fact how you bring all that into the venue. It's really great. Yeah.
I love performing, and I want you to share with everyone what you've learned about yourself during your time in magic or mentalism, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've studied art for 14 years. I went to the High School of Art and Design. I went to the School of Visual Arts. I went to Parsons School of Design, and I went to the Art Students League. And in 14 years, I learned one very important thing. I can't draw. So I went into magic instead. And no, no, it's one of my jokes that I tell in my act. But I think the thing I learned the most is it's important to be relaxed and almost not even care. Because in the end, as much as I would like to be perfect every single time, in the end, it doesn't matter. Not only for the reason that you said, but in reality, 20 years from now, hell, a year from now, people are going to forget what I did, So probably tomorrow, maybe even now, they've already forgotten what I did. So
Look at
it's
the
like,
time. Oh my goodness, you're right.
yeah, it's not, yeah, exactly. So I think it's a very important lesson, and that comes with, I think, probably comes with age. Because when I was younger, I cared about everything being perfect, and it's not that important to me anymore. I think what's more important to me is making a connection with another human being. And I think that is what magic, in my opinion, should be all about. It's not about all this glitz and glamour. I mean, that's great, but in the end, I think it's more about making that connection and creating wonder in my audience.
Absolutely. I agree 1,000%. We're more or less sharing, we're giving. It's just one more way to give and hopefully lift up somebody that day or, perhaps it's life-changing. I've heard of a lot of people's lives being changed for the good by watching
Yeah.
various entertainers, and they begin
Yeah.
to realize the wonder of this life that, oh, maybe there is more to this life going on, or maybe there's hope or whatever. And you're absolutely correct. This bugged a lot of magicians when I first moved to a certain city. I lived in 4 cities, so I won't mention the city in particular, but all I cared about was not making money. I did, of course, but of entertaining. I just wanted to see people laugh and be amazed and all that. And I used a lot of mechanical methods. The local guys hated me because they were all into this, what we call knuckle busting kind of tough stuff.
Yeah.
And that's all well and fine. I was able to do all that, but I feel one loses a little bit if no matter how many times you're doing it by rote, really. So you can perhaps focus on entertainment and presentation. It's a lot easier to focus on entertaining your audience, in my opinion, if you're not worried about the technical end, but really the finished result, how it looks, etc. But I admire a lot of the knuckle busting guys out there, and you and I have seen recently amazing stuff that is knuckle busting, but also entertaining as well. So, how can people get in touch with you, Tommy, if they want to book you?
It's funny you ask if you look right over here. Oh, wow, how about that? Yeah, I have two websites. One is for me, and one is for my shop, the Magic Taboo. but you can get in contact me there or email me or call my phone number right there. And yeah, so
Whoa,
yeah,
just like real magic. I want to, and I honestly mean this. I'm not just trying.
that was better than my act. That was better than my act.
It just comes and goes. So,
Yeah.
your bizarre magic, what we call bizarre magic as magicians,
Yeah.
the mind reading with a little bit of mystery and other things. I love that site. I love the products. Share with
Thank
everybody
you.
again the name of that website.
Yeah,
The
so I'll put this up again real quick. It's called
magictaboo.com.
themagictaboo.com, and it has all my everything on it is made by me and created by me. So yeah, please check it out. I have a number of new things coming on the site every week. So check it out and buy something. I need the money.
I'm sure they will. Thank you once again for honoring us this time, Mr. Tommy Burnett. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Yay. Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. So I don't believe how quickly our show has gone. I'm going to introduce this next and last performer as more than just a performer. If you guys would have been around probably an hour or so ago, just before we went to air, my audio went. I mean, my microphone, you could hear me, but I couldn't hear you. That's never happened, but it's sometimes typical of Zoom that happens. He pulled me out of the boat. He guided me, and he also he hijacked my computer. He gave me a link so that he could actually go into my computer and fix it all up, or at the very least, fix it for this show. I'm sure it'll work for Tommy's show tomorrow. If not, we're all in trouble. But he is, in a way, the heart and soul of the show. He is our techie. He does all the switching and all the behind the scenes stuff, as he does as well for Open Mic Magic on Wednesdays and Tuesday Night Magic Theater as well, along with his beautiful co-star, co-host, co-presenter, Robina the Enchantress. Let's please put our hands together for one of the UK's finest mentalists, the great Kevin Peel.
Before you go, you and Tommy are both graphic designers, yeah. But Tommy made a very salient comment. He said he can do graphic design, but he can't draw. So I thought I would have a go at drawing Tommy, and I proved that I can't draw either.
I love it. It's actually a really good. It's a perfect likeness. I recognize.
Yeah, it's not bad looking, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Right.
Thank
okay.
you.
Right. I'm gonna get someone to help me, and I need somebody that I absolutely don't know. So your friend Wiley Coyote out there. So can you unmute yourself? And I'll just go to the other computer and add you beside me, just like that. So Wiley, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Kevin. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What sort of magic do you like?
Oh, I do a lot of kids, and just started to get into the spooky kind of magic as well.
Excellent. So we'll get on then. So I'm going to show you something that I picked up. This is actually a genuine game that I picked up in a charity shop over here in the States. You call them, I think, thrift stores or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes from the, if you have a look there, the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. Okay. And it's a thing called the hieroglyph game. And it's fantastic. And I thought, I'm sure I can use that to do something with it, something interesting. So let's just have a look what was in the box. So it is a game, and it's to learn all about Egyptian hieroglyphs. We've got this nice box which has a scarab on it, and which sort of matches the scarab on the box. And that's those bits I made, and I'll explain them in a minute. It comes with some die or dice. It didn't come with a dry wipe, but we need that in a minute as well. I had to add that in. And it comes with instructions how to play the game. But we're not going to play the game, but I just thought I'd show you what was in the box out of interest, because there are lots of sheets in here with different hieroglyphs and their meanings, because in Egyptian, the various characters actually made either a sound or a letter, and you put them together to make words, like we do with our alphabet. And of course, that was interpreted with when they discovered the Rosetta Stone, which had both the hieroglyphics and I think it was probably Greek or something. I can't remember what it was on the other side. And they actually managed to decode the glyphs. And also there's a board in here as well. I haven't actually tried playing this game, but it does look fun. And one day I'm actually going to play the game rather than messing around with the bits. But I love the bits. So just put that aside. What we have is it came with some dice and some counters. So we only need 3. I'm going to just use three of the white dice, and to make some choices in a minute. It came with on those sheets there were lots of hieroglyphs put together to make words. I copied some of them onto some flashcards. So they're just blank back flashcards, and on the front I've put that together means time. That is to turn. That is to believe or relieve to relieve. That is incense or incense. I'm not sure which. What's that? That's to summon. And that one is to take pleasure. I like that one. Just going to put those upside down for a minute over there. And there's this lovely little box which has a scarab on it. And inside is a little pyramid. And for some reason there was this piece of paper in there, which just looks, it's not particularly old, but somebody must have just torn it off somewhere and dropped it in the box. Okay, and this little card, I think, a little bit of cloth, which I think is just to keep the pyramid polished. Not sure what else it was for. And oh, let me just show you again. So that's a bit of paper, yeah, in the box. Okay. Now I'm going to just look away and just sort of mix these up, so even you or I won't know what's what here. Just tell me when to stop mixing.
Stop.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm just going to put them down one at a time, yeah, like this on the table. Okay, and I think just to help, we will put the scarab in the middle. Okay. Oh, this has some hieroglyphs on the back of it as well, which is rather nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is ask you. Oh, let's just have a look. If we throw the die, they come up with different numbers all the time. Yeah, just to show you there ain't nothing wrong with the dice. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to number these. So if we start over, well, no, you tell me. I'll just go around here and you tell me when to stop, and then we'll give that one a number.
Stop.
There?
Yep.
Okay. What number would you like on that one?
4.
Number 4. Okay. Okay, and I'll keep going.
Stop.
Where was I? About here?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What number would you like on there?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. And keep going.
Stop.
There.
That one. Yep.
What number would you like there?
Let's make that number 6.
Number 6. Okay, we've got, I'll just do this.
And stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that can be number 3.
3. Okay.
Stop. Let's make that number, what do we got left? 5.
And then this will have to be 2.
Number 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to put these over here. Okay. And then throw the dice. And what I'm going to do is I'll just keep throwing the dice. And because they're 3, this happens quite quickly. Whatever number comes up, or 3 numbers up, we just discard those until we're down, hopefully just to 1. Well, we'll do our best anyway.
Okay.
So we've got 2 3s and a 2. So we get rid of the 2, which was to turn, and that one, the incense or incense. To keep us surprised, I'll turn these over and tell you what they are for the moment. Okay. Oh, load of 3s. 3 and a 2. It's always annoying. 6 and a 1.
A 1.
Okay. And we've just got to either get a 5 or 4. Could cheat, but I'm not going to. There we go. 5.
Oh, yep.
Okay. So we're left with the 4. And let's have a look what you got. Okay. Which is to summon.
Summon. Oh.
Now the odd thing that always happens whenever I do this, something really weird goes on here. If I open the box now, a little piece of paper in there, which was blank, has now got whatever the selected hieroglyph was. And it could have been to believe, time, take pleasure, to turn, or incense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Wiley.
That was awesome, Kevin.
It's fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Kevin. It's one of my favorite effects. I believe I saw you do this some years ago on either Open Mic Magic or the Tuesday Night Magic Theater show. And it stayed with me because I love little props. I love props with some kind of perhaps historical significance. And it's all sort of part of mentalism and or bizarre magic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
and I love the fact that that's a genuine that's a genuine game. That I just looked on their website earlier to see if they're still doing it. Doesn't look like they've stopped doing it, which is a shame. Because people
I love it. I
love
the various props, the differences between the dice, the the little scarab in the box. They're all very tactile and so cool. So what have you learned over the years about yourself?
That I'm not good at kids' magic. Which is why I became a mentalist.
I hear you.
It's quite interesting because for many years I started magic when I was quite young. Then I had a long time when I was involved in business and work and sort of let it slip a bit. Then got back into it and started enjoying it. And I've never been to conventions. Martin mentioned the Blackpool convention, so I only started going to that 3 years ago. And one thing about the Blackpool Magicians Convention, it's huge. Yes, there are 4,500 magicians, but 4,500 magicians with no deodorant. So it is. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. They have improved over the last couple of years. No, but yeah, it's a well-known phrase in magic and stuff. All the performers here will know that the wonderful bit is creating a moment where people are, and it's that expression and the joy and the wonder that makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I was first starting out, say the first 10 years, I don't even want to think how long I've been a professional magician anyway. Sometimes the silence at the end of the effect of the audience, because they are awestruck, so
Yeah.
bothered me. I thought it meant, oh, they don't care for it. I always expected it. But then you get to know through experience, it's actually a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like their minds are blown in a
Mm.
way, so that's absolutely true. Um, I would like to share with others how people can get in touch with you. If they want to book you, how can they?
It's the UK Mentalist, all one word, the UK Mentalist.co.uk. Or
Excellent.
search for the UK Mentalist on Facebook and should find it somewhere. Or Open Mic Magic or Tuesday Night Magic Theatre as well. So
Yes, I want to mention Open Mic Magic again, which is on Wednesday. Check it out on Facebook, as well as Tuesday Night Magic Theater, which is also on Facebook as well.
with the wonderful Ravina, and of course
And
something that Tommy Burnett pioneered for many years as well. So it's been going for a long time.
yes, these are so important. It creates a sense of stability, regularity. Also, it gives people, I'm speaking for myself really, something to look forward to every week or twice a week. So, on so many levels, you guys are doing a great service for regular people who aren't magicians as well as magicians as well. I'm very thankful for that. And I'm sure a lot of folks out
Thank you,
there are
Michael.
as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Well, it looks like we have come to the end. I just want to mention who our very special guests were this day. We had S. Patrick from the USA. We had the magical Ms. Charlie from USA. Roy Stone in video form from the UK. Mandrake the Magician in video form from Canada. Lee Germain from the USA. Robina the Enchantress in video form from the USA and live as well. We also had, oh, there's S. Patrick. Wow. We also had Martin Duffy from the UK, John the Great on video from the UK, the great Tommy Burnett live mostly from the USA, as well as the great Kevin Peel from the UK as well. Oh, there we've got our friends and family mostly called up. I don't know how much of the screen we can allow. There's everybody. There's most of our wonderful, wonderful. Are we doing mime? Is it mime in your?
Yeah, we're all in glass boxes.
In more ways than one. So, just a reminder, we're here the first Friday of every month at the same time, and you can always check out our performers on Facebook or the websites that we've indicated in the YouTube version. I will edit this down and put everybody's particulars up there so people can contact you if they want. It's been great fun as usual. I want to thank everyone who came and was in our virtual audience, everyone as well who's watching on Facebook. I want to acknowledge them. Thank you for taking the time. I know sometimes it's hard, especially in the summertime, to make time to do this sort of thing. So I want you guys to know you're appreciated as well. We will see you all in about a month. Watch for me and many of the stars that were on today on the Tuesday Night Magic Theater on Facebook, through Facebook, as well as Open Mic Magic. We'll see you all very soon. Thank you.